Jodha Akbar.
Salam, Your Highness. You are here at this hour?
I am your husband, aren't I? You and I are married after all, and as your husband and the Emperor, I have the right to come and visit my wife whenever it pleases me.
Of course, Your Highness.
So I am going to spend the night with you tonight. Now I will need your help to take these clothes off, please. Why do you seem so afraid? You are my wife, Lady Salima. So it is my right as your husband to be close to you when it pleases me. Is it not?
Yes, Your Highness.
Tell me something, Salima. Did you love Uncle Behram? He was always extremely fond of you and he would sing your praises. You didn't answer me. Why are you so quiet?
Because some questions do not have any answers, Your Highness.
But if a husband asks his wife a question, then she has no other choice but to answer him.
You are my husband, Your Majesty. That is why I do not believe it would be right to answer, but... yes.
Then why did you accept my marriage proposal in the first place? I married you so that Rahim would grow up with a father and so that the two of you would always be safe under my protection. But I never even tried to enter your sleeping chamber and visit you in the evenings. Out of respect for my late Uncle Behram, and because you still were my uncle's widow. That is why I am rather shocked that you did not think twice before getting close to me this evening, Salima. Why?
Because you are my husband now, King. And so it is my duty as your wife to fulfill all your desires.
Tell me, what is more important to you then? Fulfilling the duties that are expected to your present husband, or honoring the memories of your late husband and remembering him?
I do not understand.
Sure. This is for you.
What's it?
The best saffron. All the way from Kabul. Will you taste some?
How can I refuse, Your Highness? It would be an honor to try it.
No, stop. It's not you.
Mother, I think I know who the real culprit is. I have quite a strong feeling.
How long have you felt this way, and why didn't you say anything, Adham? You can't keep that to yourself.
It is only a suspicion.
Of who, Adham?
I think it was you, Mother. Because I know you very well. You are the only person smart enough to plan such a conspiracy, and then succeed. So confess what you have done, Mother, and believe me, it will make me the happiest person. If I were to find out that my mother planned all this, I will be proud. Because then I will finally be assured that my mother does actually love her own son more than she loves Jalal. So you can confess what you have done. If you do, I won't judge you because I know we want the same things.
But I do not understand.
It was a test. You passed. Please, will you forgive my behavior? I know that you have always belonged to Uncle Behram and him alone. You still do. And you always will.
I still do not understand anything, His Highness.
Salima, all you need to know is that somebody has tried to frame you for a crime that you clearly did not commit. But they have failed. I know that people make mistakes, but if somebody keeps on repeating the same mistakes in their life, then they become an offender. And I am not that. I am not prepared to make the same mistake with you as I have already made with Queen Jodha. The same person who tried to frame Lady Jodha has tried to frame you and blame you for committing this crime. They did not succeed. They may be very cunning, but I will not allow them to get away with this. I am definitely going to find out who has murdered the king's child, and then they are going to be severely punished for their crimes.
What is wrong with you? Have you lost your mind, Adham? And how dare you say those words out loud? That is utter nonsense. Do you really think that I'm capable of committing such a heinous crime, and that I would do it just so that I can prove I love you more than Jalal? I mean, seriously, Adham. Is that what you really think of your mother? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? I know I may not be Jalal's biological mother, but I raised Jalal as if he were my own. And if you think that I would take Jalal's child's life, then that is the greatest insult. Because all I've ever shown the king is love, and that I am loyal towards him, Adham. And that is exactly the difference between you and Jalal. You know what? You have just doubted my intentions. Whereas Jalal, if he were to find any evidence that proved I was the culprit, he will still not speak to me the way that you have just now. But you are my own flesh and blood. Adham, how could you? Please just leave, Adham. Adham, not even my shadow knows what really happened, so how could I possibly know either, son? But the fact that still remains is that I love you more than I could possibly love anybody else in the whole wide world, Adham. I love my own son the most. How could I love Jalal more than you? That is ridiculous. But how do I explain all of that to you? I told you that I do not know who it was, but how do I prove it to you now, Anna?
It seems that while it was so important for you to raise Jalal as if he were your own, you had forgotten and neglected your own biological son's needs in the process, Mother. Go away! And why would you be happy if Jalal's heir was born anyway? So he can make orders, fight wars, and become the ruler of the entire empire! And one day, he will sit on the throne and rule over Agra. And I will say, "Oh, salam," and salute him while I just age away and suffer slowly. So now get out!
So now how am I supposed to tell you, Adham? The person who came up with this conspiracy And the person who has been cunning enough to fulfill it successfully is none other than your own Maham Anga. Maham Anga. You may go. I want to check it all privately.
Maham Anga? Rahim is being naughty. He keeps running away. So did he maybe come inside here?
Well, when I first entered the room so that I could check some merchandise, I did not see Rahim anywhere in here. But if I were you, I would not be worried because all children are naughty by nature. But have you checked out the garden?
No.
Go look.
I will check.
I wonder where the container has gone to. It had poison in it. It was right here. Where could it have gone? Somebody took it. Who is responsible for taking away that container? Who could it have been? Maham Anga!
What are you thinking, my lady? All of the charges have been dropped, and all of your brothers have been released now as well. So?
I'm just surprised. I'm trying to think of what made His Highness decide to exempt me from those charges now. Morty, I went over to His Highness and told him something. Now tell me something. What do you think of the situation, Morty?
I think you are right. Maybe she has discovered who the real culprit is, and that is why he saved you. But then, there's still one thing I don't understand. Why did she want to talk to His Highness in private after she defended you? Why would she not want to tell you who is actually responsible, my lady?
That is what I do not understand either, and I must find out. I must go and find out.
My lady, where will you go now?
To go and see Queen Ruqaiya.
You've been exempted from these charges. Why do you even care? Who did it then?
The king did not do me any favors by doing this. He has only shown me where his weaknesses lie. Queen Ruqaiya told His Highness that I am innocent, but that does not actually free me of these accusations. Because until we know who did, there will be suspicion, and I will not be able to find any peace. That is why I have to go and see Queen Ruqaiya right now. Namaste, Lady Ruqaiya. I was wondering how your wound is feeling.
It depends if you were talking about my physical wounds. Then I'm sure that it'll be all right. If you mean the way that I've been wounded emotionally, then...
There is something that I've been meaning to ask you. If you defended me today, that must mean that you know.
Lady Jodha, before you start discussing personal matters so openly, you should always check who else is around first. Make sure the people who are surrounding you are worthy of hearing your private conversations and can be trusted, or not.
I am sorry about that, Queen.
Tell me, did you really come here to ask me about my health? Or is it something else?
I have come here to thank you, Queen Ruqaiya. I want to thank you for saving my life as well as...
Well, I'm sure that you must have understood what I said, and I was quite specific last time. I rule two things. First, the woman's quarters, and second, Jalal's mind. Because I know that Jalal will never refuse anything that I tell him to do. You know something. If I had not intervened, then His Majesty would definitely have killed you by now.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that, Queen, and that is why I am very grateful to you. But I still do not understand why. Why did you protect me? Because a few days ago, when my brothers and I were still under house arrest, you made it clear that you wanted to take our lives for what we had done. Why didn't you think that I was innocent then? My guess is that you must have found out who was actually responsible since then. And I would like to know what that person's name is.
Whoever they are. It really does not have anything to do with you anyway.
Well, I think I am directly linked to that person. They are responsible for pointing the finger at me. And not just me. My family as well as my homeland. They tried to frame us and tarnish our reputation. So I think I have the right to know. Since my brothers and I were being wrongfully accused. And since all of us had to be punished for that crime in spite of everything anyway.
And I think it would be better if you drop the subject and put this behind you and celebrate your freedom. This is a political matter. So it's not really your place to get involved in any of this. You don't have permission or the capacity. It will be much better if you stay out of it, going forward.
But why? My father and my family name was insulted because of this charge. 𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐬's engagement was called off. That poor girl had to lose a fiancé.
That is enough. Will you stop bothering me by asking these stupid questions? I'm not interested in any of these questions. And I really don't need to answer you anyway, Lady Jodha. I happened to show you mercy by saving your life. And what do you think now? That you have a position in the women's quarters? No, Lady Jodha. I'm afraid that you still have the same status that you had before. I'm always going to have priority around here. And not you. I was generous enough to give you more time. So you should consider yourself fortunate. I would appreciate if you left now. Because I would like to get some rest. I've had enough of this conversation for the evening. And Lady Jodha, I really hope you will think twice next time. Before you come to disturb the Queen in the middle of the night. You should leave now.
You may not want to tell me the truth, Queen Ruqaiya, but I'm going to find out who is really responsible for this. I'm going to find the person who tried to put the blame on me and my family.
I won't rest until I find out where the container is. The person who took that container knows that I must be involved because it was the only person who was in that room that day. If I'd been present during that meeting, then I would know why Jalal made the decision to free Lady Jodha from house arrest. There is still something that I need to find out.
Your Highness, forgive the intrusion. But Minister Maham Anga would like to see you now.
Of course, you may bring her inside.
Pardon me, Your Highness. I would like to discuss something with you.
Mother, how many more times do I have to tell you this? You don't have to call me Your Highness when the two of us are in private. Because right now I am your son and you are my mother. So then what would my mother like to say to me?
Why? Why did you decide to free Queen Jodha and her brothers from house arrest?
Because Jodha is innocent.
How do you know that? So you are saying that even though the poison actually came from Amer, you still believe that Jodha is innocent?
Yes, Mother. Because I have recently discovered that Jodha is not the culprit, but that she was falsely accused and framed for committing this crime. I have evidence that proves that Jodha did not try to kill my child and future heir to the kingdom.
What evidence? Well, I mean, I am the minister, so I need to know what is going on. And that's why it's important I know what the evidence is, Jalal. Yes, and if I were to know about the evidence that you have found, well then, it is quite possible that I could help you to find the person who is responsible.
Mother, I have put some thought into this, and I think that it will be best not to involve anybody else in the secret. Not even the minister. But you fulfill far more roles other than just being my minister. You are my mother, so I can include you.
But... this is just a container, Jalal. How is this proof?
You are wrong, Mother. This is much more than just a container. Because the contents inside of this container is what was used to murder the heir of the kingdom. The poison was brought here in this container, which was then given to Queen Ruqaiya and killed our child. This is what is going to lead me to the real culprit, Mother.
Yes, well, if this is your proof, then this container is important evidence, Jalal. So then, where did you find this proof? No, I mean to say that surely the person who you found with this container must have acted very suspiciously when you found it on them. So they must be the culprit.
No, Mother. I have full faith that the person whose room this container was found in could not have done this even if she wanted to. For now, we will just have to wait and see who the real culprit is, because I will find them sooner or later. We should both get some rest. I will talk to you about this matter tomorrow.
That container. But that was... the same one. I wonder where Jalal had found it. Who is this person that Jalal was talking about? The person who we could never suspect. I only know of one person like that who's in Jalal's life. That person? It's me!